Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Missy Cooking on a Budget, and I'm Missy. So, today is Sunday Fun Day. That's what people like to call it. And I am going to make meatballs. Now, I've showed you on other videos I've done meatballs, but that I haven't done them in a while. And I'm going to go through maybe a little slower process. I'm not going to show me frying them and all that stuff because that's just, you put them in the pan, you fry them, they're done, you put them in the crock pot. But I'm going to show you the little mixture that we make up. And there's no exact recipe. If I make a little bit too much, if it's just, a little bit, toss it out to the birds, or if it's a lot too much, put it in a freezer bag, use it for next time. So what we're going to do is, I got the little mini zit, that's what I call it. And I'm going to bring it down. And this here is a recipe from my mother-in-law. Then I got a little bit more touches from her brother, Uncle David. Then I just played with it a little bit, and now it's how I make it. So, in here I got 2 different kinds of Cheez-Its. When we buy a box, a lot of times they go, we don't eat a whole box, whatever. But I stick them in the freezer. They're fine for something like this. So I got like the, I think these ones are like the white cheddar. So we're going to throw in some white cheddar and regular Cheez-Its. They've got so many now, the Cheez-Its that you think you'd like in this. And we're just going to do a handful of each. We'll bring it about halfway up, because we're going to blend it down to nothing, to crumbs. So this is the same as if someone put breadcrumbs in their mixture. Then I'm going to take, which I thought I grabbed a knife, I'm going to take a good chunk of parm. And put that in also. So I got 3 nice slivers. Again, this is optional. If you've got the kind in the green can, use that by all means. And then, which is way better to use, I think, to use the vegetable bits, but I don't always have them. Let me see. Of course, this is not one to open me. This might be a surprise, because this was one on the thing. I don't know sometimes till I open it. No, it's regular. But regular's fine too. But the vegetable ones just brings a whole nother element, I think. So we're going to take, I don't know, 8 to 10, something like that, Ritz crackers. Put them in here. I got some water boiling, so I just need to put a little bit of this macaroni in there. This is not going to be done for hours, so I'm having a little bit of macaroni ahead of time. So let me just pour that in right fast. Oh, that has to be rewashed. I hate that. Put something away that wasn't quite washed properly. So just a little bit of macaroni. This has nothing to do with what I'm making right now, but I gotta eat something. Put that away in a minute. Put it in a container. Okay, so we have the Cheez-Its, we have the Ritz crackers, we have the Parmesan cheese. I'm going to take a little bit of my Italian seasoning. I want to put a pinch of that in there. Yeah, making a mess already. 2 pinches we're going to use. And then the only thing that seems to want to grow in my garden this year is basil. So we're going to throw in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leaves of the basil. We're going to chop that right up in there with it. And then this is going to make our breadcrumbs. So make the noise for a minute. You don't want them, we don't like them really super fine. A little bit of chunks in here, perfect. I don't know if it's hard to tell. It's more. And if there's really huge pieces, I'll break it up. I don't know if you can kind of see that. But yeah, that's what we do over there. That's how I make the breadcrumbs, we'll call them. The cracker crumbs. In this bowl, if you've been watching my channel for a while, we all know my husband does not bite into an onion. So I take onions, I put them in this, I blitz it, and then I fill them up in an ice cube tray, then put them in a bag. So we already have 2 of them out. It's like a small, 2 of them is like 1 small onion. So it just kind of makes it so that there's not chunks, but you still have the onion. So I got 2 of those cubes in there. I'm going to throw in my meat. And this is about 3 pounds. I opened the package yesterday and I made a couple of hamburgers out of it for Ed. So the rest we're going to throw right in here. In the rubbish we go. I'm going to crack 1 egg. I'm going to throw in some of this mixture. About half of it I'll start with. Just got a little bit left. I might use it all, I might not. Okay. So I already in my crock pot. We use just good old ragu. I doctor it up a little bit. I put some Italian seasoning in there. I'm going to throw a couple of those leaves in. I threw in 2 of the onion cubes in this also. So, and that's only been on for a little while. Now, what I did earlier, I got to grab the cutting board. I never am prepared. Never am I prepared. So I have the cutting board, the knife. Did I say I also threw some Italian seasoning in here? I parboiled some sausage a little earlier. I'm going to grab that. Because this sauce is going to be on for a few hours. I started out on high, and then once I got all the meatballs done, then I'll put it down to low. But right now it stays on high. I'm going to take out some of these sausages. There's only 4. I only had 4 in the freezer. So I'm going to cut them in half. So that way if someone does stop by for dinner, everybody gets a sausage. See, they're parboiled. So they're just about done. But all the hours in here, they will be done completely. So. And this helps stretch it, you know. But with the meatballs, having a half a sausage, that's plenty on a plate. Alright, so. Ooh. Now I always, that's just a personal preference, I always parboil my sausage. Personal preference. Alright, we're just going to use this one for now. Get everybody a little mixed in here. And I will probably, when I'm all done with the meatballs, I'm going to grate in some of the Parmesan, let it melt in there. Do not have, here we go. Put that down for now. That, how quick, I already sink 4 dishes. I had a couple cat dishes and a coffee cup in there. Excuse me. But yeah, so I'm going to mix this stuff together. I'm going to scoop it with the scooper. I use this one, actually this is not the one I use. I'm going to use the little smaller one, like the melon one. Just they're all uniform, and I might use this one, we'll see. That way, usually when I make meatballs, everybody wants some to take home. That way just makes it, just, you know, you have 4 or 5 when you have your pasta, and then everybody can have a little bowl to go home. I'm hoping my son comes over for dinner and his wife, but we'll see. I think my sister-in-law Paula is going to stop by. She always stops by for her meatballs. And I don't know, my sister Sue said she might come down today. I'm hoping for that too, but we'll see. Either way, we're having meatballs and spaghetti. I'm going to do two things today. I'm going to do spaghetti and I'm going to do rigatoni, just to have something different. And I have a little bit of this, maybe just like 2 tablespoons left. I'll put a little bit of water in here, shake it up, get that in there. You know what I didn't put in, let me grab it, is the paste, the tomato paste. Now, I just cleaned out the freezers, so I should be able to find it really quickly. You know what? I might not have had any tomato paste left over. I might have used it all. That's what it's looking like to me. That's okay, I got some in here. Get out the can opener and a spoon. So, if you're new to my channel or you just missed that video, is that I'm not going to use this whole can of tomato paste. I'm going to use a couple, teaspoons full, maybe a quarter to a half a can. I'm not going to waste it or throw it away. What I'm going to do is take what I have left in this can, put it in an ice cube tray, freeze it, pop it out, put it in a plastic bag. Then I can just easily pop them into something like this. And I did not waste this can. There's usually like a good heaping, that's about enough, and you still have this whole can. So that's what I'm going to do with that. Come off. I'm going to save this spoon because I'm going to do that after. I'm going to add, I'm going to show you what I'm going to put inside here. So inside this mixture, I'm also going to add about a teaspoon of white pepper. White pepper is actually about a half teaspoon. Sorry. We're going to put in some black pepper, about a teaspoon. We're going to put in some salt. And I don't salt a lot of stuff heavily, but these meatballs, it's going to make a lot of meatballs. So we're looking at a teaspoon of salt in here also. We're going to go in with some, if I had minced garlic or fresh garlic, I would throw that in. I would have actually blitzed it with the other stuff, but I do not. I still have not. Every time I go in the store, I forget. It's on my shopping list. I need garlic powder. I keep forgetting to get it, but I always have this as a backup just in case, so I'm going to have to use the garlic salt. So about a teaspoon of that. Again, remember this is 3 pounds of meat. And then the onion powder. Even though I put the onions in there, you still want to use this. Oops. So, these are my usual suspects. Onion, garlic, pepper, salt. So there's that. I'm kind of heavy on the onion. We're going to add a little bit of onion to the onion powder, also to the sauce. We're going to add some garlic to the sauce. And I'm not going to bore you with the whole scooping out the meatballs and frying them. We're getting a coating, a brown on all sides. You do not have to fry them. It's a shallow fry. It's just in a frying pan. I put in maybe a tablespoon of butter. You get the hamburger grease. You can put them in the oven. You can put them in raw. I personally don't like to put them in raw. Personal preference. I just like them all brown on all sides. Then I put them in there. There still might be a little bit not cooked in the middle, but it's going to be in the crock pot for a couple hours. So no worries. So, I showed you everything that we're going to put in there. I'm going to mix it all together, but I'm also going to show you, I take, this is the last thing. Alright, so here's my pans. I'm going to use 2 of these pans. I'm just going to show you in the one. I just go around a couple times, so you get, you know, a teaspoon, teaspoon and a half of olive oil in there. But I also take some of that Italian seasoning and I shake that in there. So when I do the meatballs, they're going to get that extra Italian season flavor on there. You know, obviously heat up your pans, put them all in. I, you know, keep after going over and moving them about and stuff. But that's what it's going to be. That is what is for lunch today, and it's only 9 o'clock in the morning. So these are going to cook for 3-4 hours. So they're going to be delicious. The sausage gets nice and tender. And the meatballs, they're delicious. Everybody loves the meatballs. So, oops, my finger in the way. Sorry about that, guys. All right, I love you guys. Jesus loves you more. I am going to come back on and show you everything put together. And, yeah, you guys all have a blessed day. Don't leave yet, though. Come back and see. You got to wait a couple hours. But I will show you everything all done. I might even come back on and show you, like, as I'm putting the meatballs in there so you can kind of see how they, you know, we're just browning them on all sides. But we'll see. I might not. All right. I love you guys. Jesus loves you more. Have a fantastic day. All right. You hear that sizzle, guys? They're cooking up. So I have about 90-something meatballs. That's what we came up with, I think. I always lose count. But, yeah. Just a few more flips for some of these going in the crock pot. And maybe 2 o'clock this afternoon, we'll be having some good food. All right, I love you. Jesus loves you more.